Do you ever feel stressed about money? And if you can or can't afford something? If yes, you're in the right spot. Over 15 years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I actually had no idea where my money was going. There was even a point, transparently, where I had to take out a credit card advance to pay our mortgage for that month because we ran out of money. So yeah, but flash forward to today. My family is completely debt-free, and we've grown our investments to a point that allows me to sleep better at night. And I want to help other people do the same thing. And in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly the steps that I took to get there from somebody that took out that credit card advance just to pay his monthly rent. I spent time thinking about the early days and realized that the biggest one thing that helped me with budgeting was actually visualizing it. And I'm not talking about an expensive app or a fancy thing that told me that I had $250 left in my grocery budget or some complicated hack that I had to remember, like the 50-30-20 rule. Blah. No, not of that. I'm talking about just knowing where in the world my money was going. And what shocked me most of all that you need to know is apparently this is backed up with research. Researchers tested this across 3 field studies and 2 lab experiments. People checking a budget app consistently actually ended up outspending people tracking nothing at all, especially near the end of the month when the balance is low and every check-in tempts you to use what's left over. Then I thought, oh my gosh, if these apps can backfire, does tracking even matter? Yes, it still does, but not the kind of tracking that most people are doing. There's a real difference between glancing at some random number that somebody calculated for you and writing down every transaction yourself. One is passive, the other is active. And that difference is this entire video. Here's how you go from budgeting for beginners to a budget master. First, we need to know the recurring bills, better put, the nagging bills. You know, the nagging bills that come, they want your money every single week or every month, or the worst ones, they only come one time a year and they sneak up on you. For me, it's my car insurance. That thing would come up every August and I'd be like, oh, I forgot about this stupid thing and it's so much money. How am I going to afford this? Those type of things. That's what we're after. At first, I listed them out on a piece of paper, so that way when the next month came around, I was ready to attack them before they surprised me because I wanted to stop that surprise. The second is to understand how much money we make versus how many bills we have. And I don't know about you, but I was getting sick and tired of not knowing when the bills were coming due. So I decided I'm done with this. I'm going to build something in Excel and I'm going to show you how I did this so you can do the same thing and make it happen for yourself. But once I knew that I had a car payment on this particular day of the month, a student loan on that particular day of the month, and my mortgage or rent payment due on the last day of the month, I put those into each month's monthly budget calendar. Here's the piece that most budgeting videos skip. All you got to do, and by the way, if you don't have Microsoft Excel, go over to Google Sheets. If you have a Google account, they let you do this for free. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But once you've got your bills listed and you start realizing, okay, I know how much money I'm going to make and I know these bills, I listed them all out. You need a place to actually log every transaction as it happens. That's step 3, and it's very easy, more easy than people think. So open a blank spreadsheet. We'll use Google Sheets here in this example. We're going to make 5 columns: date, description, category, money out, money in. And that is it. So every time you spend or get paid, one line. That's the entire habit that honestly changed my months from paycheck to paycheck to eventually becoming financially independent. Now, step 4 is the one that actually changed things for me. Take that log and turn it into a calendar that you can see. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go back to 2009, and this is in the middle of where the big struggle was. Let's take a look. Now, this is ugly because it's 15 years ago. I built this by hand in Microsoft Excel. This you're looking at, I do this every month. This one is August of 2009. It was color coded so I could see at a glance which days money was coming in and what days it was going out. And so what I did is I would look ahead once I started figuring out, okay, here are the nagging bills that are going to happen, and I need to get these locked in. So I would look and say, okay, we got this stupid mortgage payment, and that'll be on the last day of the month. I would fill that in. I would even make a little note for myself. And trust me, I'll make this easier for you all in just a minute. I knew that we were going to have things like the credit card bills that were coming due. You can see them listed out down here. I put them up in the calendar, and I told myself how much it would cost so I could stay on track. And then I would do things like our car payment payment, our water bill, groceries, another car payment, electric, all of that stuff, student loans, everything listed out. And you can see that way I would know, okay, here's how much money we're going to be making, and then here's how much money is going out. You can look at the total down here. And of course, on weeks like this, where I knew I was going to be negative based on how much money I was making, I had to save up money to get to that point. So that way I could end the month with a little bit of profit, which was money left over that I could either put in a savings account, maybe use to pay down some of my debt, whatever that may be. But this really helped me because by visualizing it, I could say, okay, I know this stupid mortgage payment's coming up. I got something coming up. Maybe it's a random bill that only happens one time a year in this month, whatever that may be. Having it visual helped me significantly. Now, years later, I fixed the problem of this ugliness. I built a version that does the coloring and the math for you automatically, which makes life a lot more easy. And you do not have to use this by any means. You could just build your own, like we looked at a little bit earlier. So let's say we're planning for August of this year. Here we go. We'll adjust it to August. And let's say we make every Friday $500 a week, and that's an income, so everything's going to light up as green because I'm making $500. Now you can see what your total right now is going to be, and that's the budget we need to work against. What are those things that we have to pay? For example, we know that mortgage payment's going to have to happen, or the rent payment, whatever that may be. Let's say we have a $900 mortgage payment. Let's say we have a car payment we got to pay, which is another $500. On the 20th, we have something called the electric bill, which is like $150. What I do is I go through here. I also say car payment. We got the mortgage or the rent, whatever you want, whatever that may be. You can see it's all adding down here below. But what this allows me to do is see, okay, here's what we have going on. And as you build this out, you could say, okay, now I know where I'm going to end. Right now, it looks like it's positive 450. What else are we going to do that maybe isn't the nagging bills? Things like, I need to enjoy my life and go out with friends, and maybe we go out to dinner somewhere. How much do you think that'll cost me? Maybe $20, $30, $40, $50. Let me budget that in. So we're going to put this here and say, by the end of the month, I expect I'm going to spend $50 going out to eat, dining out. And then maybe, you know what? I've been putting off that stupid dentist appointment. They're going to come and hit me with a $100 bill. You know how that is. We get that one plugged in. And onward we go. And what I do is I then save this. And then that way, next year, come August 2027, I can look back on this and say, all right, what happened last year, same month? And I build that to say, okay, here's what happened last year. What's going to happen this year? Now, the other thing I do is I track everything right here. This is the same sheet, just a different tab. It's the ultimate transaction register. So you're going to have your beginning budget. Let's say you start with $500. This is what's in my checking account. And then anytime that I either swipe my card or I swipe a check out or whatever that might be, I add it in right here. So for example, let's say we paid that electric bill. I would type that in, electric bill. That's under my electric category. And then I would put in, for example, let's say it was $150. And then it'll automatically update. And let's say I then get paid $500 for the week. Now it automatically updates. That way I can get a very clear understanding of what is in my account. So that way I can say, okay, here's what's going on. Here's what we budgeted in the calendar. Is it all adding up to what's actually happening? I then, on another tab, have everything laid down as far as my total cost, my budget categories, and what I'm spending. The idea behind it is that way I can always have a running trail of all of the different things that I have to spend. And it makes it, for me, a little bit less confusing than trying to figure out the 50-30-10 rule or whatever it's called, or the zero-based budgeting. All of that stuff to me just feels like a lot of like mathematical school nerdy type of stuff. Now, for some of you, maybe what I'm doing is mathematical and nerdy, but I just needed something that I could say, okay, I'm going to actually track this. I'm going to stay consistent with it. And then as the years go on, I can look back a couple months, I can look back a couple years and see how my budgeting is going. That way I am ahead of it. I don't get any surprise bills, and I really master how I'm budgeting. And more importantly, on top of that, how I'm spending against my budgeting. And then I just rinse and repeat that constantly until I get to a point where, you know, come right around 2010, we started saying, okay, now we have a little bit more money left over because we've been visualizing this and we know what's coming up. So I'm going to take that money that we have left over at the end of the month, and I'm going to start attacking some of this debt. And so we started putting money toward the different debt. First came credit cards, then we started attacking the car loans, then we started attacking the student loans. We started paying those things off. That allowed us to build up even more money at the end of the month as those things were paid off. Then we attack things like investments and paying off our house even and becoming financially independent. But it all started back here. If it wasn't for back in the day, today would have never happened. So no matter where you are in your journey, tracking and visualizing this is really a game changer. Now, what's the best way you like to budget? Maybe it's different than this. Let us know your wisdom down in the comments below. Until next time, your financial adventure is going to continue by checking out this video up here next. Keep building your Sharpe money, and I'll see you on the next video.